Queridos hermanos, la desunión es una herida en el cuerpo de la Iglesia de Cristo. Y nosotros no queremos que esa herida permanezca. La desunión es obra del padre de la mentira, del padre de la discordia, que siempre busca que los hermanos estén divididos. Hoy reunidos, yo desde Roma y ustedes allí, pediremos para que el Padre envíe el Espíritu de Jesús, el Espíritu Santo, y nos dé la gracia de que todos sean uno, para que el mundo crea. Y me viene a la mente decir algo que puede ser una insensatez. Quizás una herejía, no sé.
I don't know about you, friends, but when I hear the Pope say in advance, I'm about to say something that might be controversial or perhaps even heretical, I usually sit up, I want to know what is the Pope going to say that even he admits might be heretical.
Pero hay alguien que sabe que pese a las diferencias somos uno. Y es el que nos persigue.
So here he's saying there's someone who knows we're one and he's persecuting us. It's the devil who's causing this persecution. Now the Pope is beginning to allude to Christians that are being killed simply because they're Christians, most of which is happening because of the conflict with Islam and ISIS in particular. And these things may be accelerating, probably will, in the days ahead.
El que persigue hoy día a los cristianos, que nos unge con el martirio, sabe que los cristianos son discípulos de Cristo.
So again, the Pope is saying here that the devil is anointing Christians with martyrdom. And I think as you see terrorism increase in incidents of Christians being persecuted and killed and beheaded by the growing and mounting controversy between Islam, or at least radical Islam, and Christianity, this is going to have a polarizing influence for Christians. And the Pope is setting himself at the middle of that right now, calling Christians to unite under the banner of Catholicism to resist this persecution of Christians globally.
Que son uno, que son hermanos. No le interesa si son evangélicos, ortodoxos, luteranos, católicos, apostólicos, no le interesa. Son cristianos.
So you notice this is really amazing that the Pope is saying it doesn't matter whether you're Orthodox, Apostolic, Lutheran, Evangelical, Catholic, that the devil views all Christians as just one enemy. And so since he views it that way, we need to just come together and to set aside our doctrinal differences and be united, since we're going to be baptized by this common baptism of persecution and martyrdom. This sort of paints a picture of what we can expect in the future. I think that there's more in prophecy than we may have understood regarding a conflict between Christianity and Islam in the days ahead, and that this is going to have a polarizing influence on Christians. That, along with other natural or financial disasters, the world's going to be shaken, and everybody's going to run to the leader of the Catholic Church as the spiritual leader.
Y esa sangre se junta. Hoy estamos viviendo, queridos hermanos, el ecumenismo de la sangre.
He speaks here now about an ecumenism of blood.
If and when the Vatican is attacked by ISIS, which, as everyone knows, is ISIS's ultimate trophy, I can promise you that the Pope would have only wished and prayed that Donald Trump would have been president.
In their manifesto, they quote one of ISIS spokesmen, Shaki Abu Muhammad al-Adini al-Shami, as saying, "O soldiers of Islamic State, Be ready for the final campaign of the Crusaders. Yes, by Allah's will, it will be the final one. Thereafter we will raid them by Allah's permission, and they will not raid us. And so we promise you by Allah's permission that this campaign will be your final campaign. It will be broken and defeated, just as all your previous campaigns were broken and defeated. Except that this time we will raid you thereafter, and you will never raid us. We will conquer your Rome, break your crosses, and enslave your women by the permission of Allah the Exalted. This is His promise to us. He is glorified and He does not fail in His promise. If we do not reach that time, then our children and grandchildren will reach it, and they will sell your sons as slaves at the slave market. Moreover, ISIS makes it clear that Rome is their main target, stating that their jihad will not end until Rome is fully taken, and thus making Rome their top priority. Finally, do not forget that Allah is with the Muslims and will never abandon them to His enemies, and the Islamic State will remain until its banner flies over Rome. They go on to quote Al-Qaeda agent Abu Hamza Ahmadiyya when he spoke of a future Islamic conquest of Rome. By Allah, we will not rest from our jihad until we are under the olive trees of Rome after we destroy the filthy house called the White House. Notice how he says the conquest of Rome will happen after they conquer the White House? And notice how he says that they will not rest until they conquer Rome? Again, this places Rome as the major priority of the Muslim expansion. They continue on to say that Rome does not just signify the Vatican or the Italian city, but the Christians of Europe in general, and that after the Muslims defeat them, then they will take the city of Rome. The Muslims will be at war with the Roman Christians. Rome in the Arabic tongue of the Prophet refers to Christians of Europe and their colonies in Sham prior to the conquering of Sham at the hands of the Sahaba. There will be a pause in this war due to a truce or treaty. Then the Romans will commit treachery by raising the cross and killing a Muslim. This will lead to the continuation of the war between the Muslims and the Romans. They will demand access to those who enslaved some of them or the former captives themselves who accepted Islam so as to fight them. This enslavement will have taken place either before the signing of the truce or after the treachery, and Allah knows best. These events all lead up to the final, greatest, and bloodiest battle between the Muslims and the Romans prior to the appearance of the Dajjal and the descent of the Al-Masih. This battle ends the era of the Roman Christians, as the Muslims will then advance upon Constantinople and thereafter Rome to conquer the two cities and raise the flag of the Caliphate over them. The Holy League, a confederacy of Catholic nations that consisted mainly of Spain and Italy, that formed in the late 16th century to fight the Ottoman Turks, will rise again.
وإني أقولها صراحة أمام هذا الملأ: جبهة النصرة، أنصار الشريعة، تنظيم القاعدة، دولة العراق، شباب المجاهد في الصومال، شباب المجاهد في مالي، شباب المجاهد في الجزائر، كلنا واحد على الأعداء. نحن همنا نصر الأمة، نحن همنا نصر الدين، نحن همنا رفع الشريعة، نحن همنا إرجاع شرع محمد بن عبد الله، نحن همنا إخراج الشعوب من الظلمات إلى النور، نحن همنا أن تقوم الشريعة، أن نرجع الأندلس، أن نرجع بيت المقدس. وقال النبي: تفتح روما وستفتح روما في هذا الزمان. هذا هو زمان المسلمين، زمن العلمانيين وزمن الديمقراطية ونحن ننظر إليهم من علم، ونحن أعلى والله أعلى وأجل، فنحن ننظر إليهم من فوق وهم أسفل منه.
La mayor parte de los habitantes del planeta se declaran creyentes. Esto debería provocar un diálogo entre las religiones. No debemos dejar de orar por él y colaborar con quienes piensan distinto. Muchos piensan distinto, sienten distinto, buscan a Dios o encuentran a Dios de diversa manera. En esta multitud, en este abanico de religiones, hay una sola certeza que tenemos para todos. Todos somos hijos de Dio.
E pregare al Signore perché ci unisca tutti. E avanti, siamo fratelli, ci diamo spiritualmente questo abbraccio